So the Tesla you just vandalized, let's say that the owner is a Trump supporter. Congrats, you got your guy. Now that person probably likes Trump more than ever. Let's say actually that they voted for Kamala Harris. Now that person is way more likely to support Trump. And on top of all of this, you are now at risk for being charged with being a domestic terrorist. It's funny how you guys call us evil, but you never have to worry about us vandalizing your property because we disagree with you. The reason you don't see that many Trump bumper stickers is because people know that Democrats are more likely to vandalize your property if they disagree with you. Y'all claim to be the side that's fighting for democracy, and yet you seem to forget that democracy means coexisting peacefully with people who you disagree with. And yet, here you guys are vandalizing other people's property, not because you even necessarily disagree with their politics, but because you disagree with the politics of the CEO of the car company that manufactured their car. That is insane.
The unhinged hate for Elon Musk gets a wake-up call as his haters can't answer one simple question. Attorney General Pam Bondi puts the hammer down as she tells Representative Jasmine Crockett to apologize for inciting violence. And Tesla protesters double down on their attacks as Don Lemon comes out as the voice of reason, believe it or not. I can't even believe I just said that. Guys, we have a lot to go through today, so let's get started with these protesters who don't know why they don't like Elon Musk. Now, you could see them outside of a Tesla showroom here in Boston, with them singing that Elon Musk has got to go. But if you ask them, what has he done to merit being sent away? They panic.
Do I want to get Elon Musk out of politics? Yeah, the world's richest man, the most influential in history, is now calling the shots.
What has he done that really bothers you?
He's arrogant, drugged up, naive.
60 years, USAID, billions of dollars. Do you think it made an impact in the world?
You know,
Whenever you join a cause, it's important to understand the why. Why are you doing what you're doing? Why do you hate Elon Musk? And it's clear that this man who's wearing a very questionable shirt doesn't know what Elon Musk has done to rile up liberals, besides exposing USAID for wasting our taxpayer money. Now, one congresswoman who's been out there criticizing President Trump and Elon Musk repeatedly is Jasmine Crockett, Representative Jasmine Crockett, guys. So Crockett doesn't shy away from the controversy that's actually a bad thing for the Democratic Party. She released a 4-minute video of herself talking up a word salad. I guess she's gone through Kamala Harris's school of word saladry. So this is her response to Attorney General Pam Bondi's warning to her and her calls for violence. And just to clarify, her message was to take down Elon Musk.
So let's get into the drama. Number one, I only found out yesterday that the Attorney General for the United States decided she wanted to come for me when it was clear that in the message that I delivered to all of those that are absolutely feeling like they want to raise their voices and make sure that they exercise their First Amendment rights. Yeah, I actually told them to consult legal counsel before they did so, because every municipality has their rules about, you know, where you can protest, how you can protest, things like that. And it's perfectly allowable to do. But this is something that I've done for a very long time, is advise people on how to protest, how to engage in exercising their constitutional rights and evade any type of issues. So the idea that someone would try to threaten me with criminal prosecution is really telling us a lot about where this country has decided it wants to go.
So she's against violence, right? Well, I know you guys know who Laura Loomer is, right? She had her DC correspondent Charles Downs ask Jasmine Crockett a few questions. Watch how nonviolent the Congresswoman can be when she's asked tough questions.
Hello, Congresswoman.
Horse manure. Well, that sounds like fun.
Wait, Congresswoman Crockett.
But it sounds.
Congresswoman Crockett, you were recently on a Tesla takedown call,
well,
calling
yeah,
for violence on the
that's what it is
29th.
to be here, right?
Would you like to clarify your comments?
As you can see.
Congresswoman, will you condone violence at the Tesla?
Urgent warning, guys. The job market is collapsing. The economy is shrinking fast. Layoffs are skyrocketing. The Trump tariffs are already shaking industries. The media won't tell you this, but most high-paying jobs, they're disappearing. And the ones that do remain, they're soon going to be out of reach. But here's the good news, guys. I've put together a list of 30 plus jobs that pay around $100,000 per year without a degree. These are recession-proof jobs, and some are even set to explode in demand thanks to this economic shakeup. No college degree required, no student debt, just real jobs that pay. But I promise, guys, this list is not going to be available forever. So get it right now. Get it before these jobs are flooded by the competition. I'm going to go ahead and leave a link down below so you can get your free list of the 30 plus jobs that pay over $100,000 without a college degree. So download this list before it's too late. Now, it's up for speculation whether anyone thinks that this was a physical attack, although it's pretty clear that Jasmine Crockett motioned to remove the phone from his hand. Here's Charles's side of the story.
It is disgusting that a member of Congress, much less a well-known member of Congress like Jasmine Crockett, chose to assault me after I asked her if she would condemn violence at Tesla showrooms. It has become clear that elected Democrats and their never anti-Trump protesters seem to be embracing violence, and that is disgusting. Any elected Democrat appalled like I am by the left's new tactics has an obligation to speak out against Representative Crockett and those causing violence at Tesla. They have an obligation. Republicans in the House have an obligation now to censure Representative Crockett. This behavior in this building behind me cannot go on. The halls of Congress are meant for debate, not physical violence. Shame on Jasmine Crockett and shame on congressional Democrats.
And Congresswoman Jasmine Crockett is on a roll nowadays, guys. She recently called Texas Governor Greg Abbott Governor Hot Wheels. Obviously referring to him being in a wheelchair. How do you get away with making fun of like handicapped people? Like, I feel like you should go to hell for that. What do y'all think? Greg Abbott was paralyzed at the age of 26 when an oak tree fell and crushed his spine while he was jogging. Jasmine Crockett's literally making fun of a guy who's in a wheelchair. This is the face of the Democratic Party, and she's out here calling out somebody for being handicapped.
Because we in these hot ass Texas streets, honey. Y'all know we got Governor Hot Wheels down there. Come on now. And the only thing hot about him is that he is a hot ass mess, honey. So yes.
So AG Pam Bondi is now calling on the representative to go out and apologize for her words. What do you guys think? Should Jasmine Crockett go out and apologize to Greg Abbott for what she said about him being handicapped, arguing that it would be best to censure Crockett?
Yeah, Sean, it is. And you know, after she said that about Elon, she said, well, I didn't mean violence. But, however, your words have consequences. And what happened after she said that about Elon Musk, she's a Texan in her own home state. After she said that, this morning, 3 explosive devices were found in Austin, Texas. So she needs to unequivocally denounce the violence. She must apologize immediately, not only to all Texans, but to our country, to the American shareholders of Tesla, because she is promoting violence. And then you showed the clip of what she said about Senator Cruz. I believe she probably will be censured by Congress for saying that. You know, people don't learn. She's using her public persona, her public platform to increase her followers, to increase her significance, and she is threatening lives, safety. You know, when she did this at Tesla, Sean, people's lives are in danger. This is America. We're in a free country, and she's yet encouraging this violence in our country. Think of all the lives that could have been jeopardized in Texas just today by her words and what she's done. But she didn't stop with that. She continued on with Senator Cruz. She has to apologize immediately and denounce the violence.
Now, we just can't gloss over the fact that bombs are now being left at Tesla dealerships. And I guess this has prompted FBI Director Kash Patel to do something about it. So the FBI has recently confirmed that they've made a task force that will investigate the string of attacks on Tesla vehicles in dealerships. According to a statement from the Bureau, acts of violence, vandalism, and domestic terrorism, like the recent Tesla attacks, will be pursued with the full force of the law. Kash Patel on his end has confirmed that the attacks on Tesla can be deemed as domestic terrorism and that he will bring perpetrators to justice. Now, as crazy as all of this has been, guys, I just found something even crazier. I found a clip of Don Lemon speaking with some common sense. Lemon's not the biggest fan of Elon Musk, but even he sees how messed up these attacks have been and how some progressives are in the wrong for supporting these kinds of protests. Watch.
Have you seen people vandalizing Teslas?
I've heard people get flipped off a bunch if you're like riding a Cybertruck, and yeah, but I mean, I don't own like a Tesla or Cybertruck or anything, but yeah, I've heard about it.
Yeah, but they're like burning them on dealerships and that. What do you think?
Oh, hell yeah.
Really? That's vandalism.
Oh, I know, but you know, I don't like the guy behind them, so.
But you can't burn other people's property.
Yeah, of course, but.
You're kind of down with it, aren't
you? At a reasonable level, you know.
I can't condone that.
Yeah.
There's a reasonable level of burning down a car? This is what some liberals like Crockett have inspired. People who don't care about the law, so long as they make their voices heard. And you know it's not a good sign for Democrats when Don Lemon stands out as the voice of reason. So here's my question, guys. Is the Democratic Party still the party of joy? Now, I want to redirect you to a recent live stream that I did. I covered the surprise stimulus checks that millions may receive and what those on Social Security have to watch out for with regard to those checks. Make sure you guys check that out. As always, thanks for hitting the like button and subscribing. We'll see you next time.